resilience is shared. We think that it's about going it alone, because that's what the definition says. You go through something big and bad, you bounce back, you become strong. But we don't do anything in life alone. We are much stronger when we lean on other people. It is a competitive advantage. So a way to think about resilience is how to bring those other people in as early as possible. That's why resilience is shared. And truth 3, resilience is intentional. We think it's about reacting to things that life and work throw at us, but it's not. That's the reactive, it happens to me model. But the biggest competitive advantage you can build is to say, I am going to be intentionally resilient. I'm going to build a muscle where I can call on it anytime, no matter what the stakes are. And I'm going to show you over the next little while how you can do that in your life, in your work, with your teams, so that this becomes the biggest competitive advantage you could have. But before we do that, I just want to have you just think back. Where did you learn some of the things that you use every day? Because a lot of this is learned, right? I mean, I think back to who taught me how to, well, I was going to say balance a checkbook, but my neighbor Bill taught me and I never once did it, so he might be upset. But think about the people who taught you how to ride a bike or have hard conversations, those life skills, right? Who taught you how to be resilient? We have great examples when we're growing up, people who are great examples of resilience. But no one ever sits us down and says, here's how to build this muscle. But we need it all the time. It's not in our KPIs at work. It's not on our standardized tests. It's not a class we take in school, but we hear it every single day. Please be resilient. You should be resilient. I think we're going to need to be resilient. This quarter's going to be tough. We hear it all the time, but we're never walked through it intentionally. We got to rethink this. And when I was looking around me in this terrible aftermath of shutting down my company, I kept waiting to feel resilient magically, because isn't that what's supposed to happen? I'm going to bounce back. I earned my badge, waiting. It didn't happen. And I felt like I failed. But I didn't fail. The definition of resilience failed me. So I started rethinking it. And none of us make single high stakes, high stress decisions in a single moment. So even though I said no to my investors, it had been a lifetime leading up to that moment, right? I had been making decisions about the kind of leader I wanted to be since I was a baby CEO. I think I was still a baby CEO at the time, but even babier. I'd been guided by my moral compass. I remember one of our core values was respect. And we had a partner come into the office and he was a yeller. I don't know if y'all have any yellers in your team, but he just came in and started yelling at his team, yelling at my team. And I thought, okay, we're just gonna put a pause on this and explain why yelling is not how our value of respect manifests here. We'd been making decisions and hiring and acting in accordance with our values for years, not just in that crucible moment. So when you think about it, those high stakes moments are just a series of things that add up, because you're making tiny decisions, micro decisions every single day. Resilience isn't something that just happens in a hard moment. It's something you're choosing over and over and over. And when I realized that, I realized if we can start thinking about this differently in business, we have a huge competitive advantage, because we're not just waiting for things to happen. We're not waiting for tariffs to be announced. We're not waiting for our competitors to announce that they have a new product, and then we're going to react. We are going to get ahead of this. And I know, because I talk to companies in every single industry, how much we're all dealing with. And it's a natural human tendency when stuff like this happens, we just want to hold on. Isn't it kind of easy to go, I'm just going to wait it out. We're just going to wait till things calm down, status quo. But we know what happens then, right? Adaptability, engagement, innovation, they all get put on the back burner. And the risk is that we are not as profitable, we're not as competitive, and everybody else is passing us by. But you don't have to hold on to the familiar when things are uncertain. You don't have to wait to find resilience. It is already inside of you. If you are alive, and I'm presuming that all of you who are here are, you're already resilient. Erica's nodding. I'm glad you're confirming that everybody is. But everybody is already resilient. If any of you have ever sat up with a sick child and gone to work the next day, if you've ever lost a customer deal, come back in the next day and said to your team, that's it, we're just gonna debrief and figure this out, you're already resilient. You just may not be thinking about it this way. So you can be courageous, you can be bold. And when you start to rethink this, some really interesting things start happening. You don't ask why us, why this, you say what's possible. You shift from these micro moments to an entire corporate culture or a team culture where everything is intentional, not reactive. You are way more confident in your decisions. There's less friction because everybody's looking for solutions. They're not bringing problems to each other.